I think the partnership's been going on for over a decade, so I think the relationships that have been built and the trust that's been established is really important, and not just because of those words, because now we can try new things. And you really have to trust each other like brothers and sisters to go do something like that quickly and do a good job. It all comes together, of course, when the players are playing and the fans are cheering, and yeah, I do get goosebumps during those periods where the critical moment's going to happen. I think CSGO is the perfect esport for the Intel Grand Slam. It's such an important esport title to start with, and I think we wanted to create something new and different, so that you create a new pinnacle level of what it's like to dominate in that sport and to get new bragging rights. This makes it something extra that they're trying to achieve. To try to win 4 out of 10, but maybe that sounds easy in the beginning, it's turning out to be very difficult. So it does kind of push everybody to be at their very best in a sport where there's already a lot of competitive teams. For CSGO, there are a lot of tournaments, and to have something like this in place creates a whole new badge of honor, a new status, especially for the first-time winner who's going to get this prize. They can really kind of brag about this for years to come, and it really distinguish them from just any other tournament for CSGO. The first-time winner of anything has a special place in history. The first team to get the Grand Slam, I think, will be remembered for a very long time. So it's not only just the prize, but it's the prestige, the badge of honor I mentioned, and they're going to go down in history.
Good God, what is that overpass? It looked like it was a sealed deal for FaZe to go 2-1 in this best of 5, but now FaZe Clan are starting to look a little shaky. It's not the first time we've witnessed this, though. FaZe Clan have lost in the last 2 Intel Grand Slam events. They found themselves with a shot at getting the 4. We just heard that man there talking all about 4 out of this consecutive 10, and you get yourself an extra $1 million and leave your mark on the game that is Counter-Strike. I have Yanko and Chad here. We are going to be taking a bit of a longer break now between the next 2 maps, and that's, of course, for the players who are potentially about to play a full 5 maps of Counter-Strike. They're allowed to have a snack and a glass of water.
No, they're not.
No.
No. They can have some oranges, maybe. That's about it. But we need to send out a search party to find FaZe, because they've gone missing, Alex.
We really did kind of outline exactly why. You know, I mean, the stats and everything points towards FaZe looking dominant on Overpass. Yanko, help me comprehend what we've just watched.
It's quite an enigma, Alex, actually, because especially after that Guardian 1v5, obviously you could see, like, we'll get into that later, but you could see how it really had an effect on Fnatic. You know, after losing a round like that, it's going to be detrimental to the morale, to the atmosphere, and FaZe really mounted a comeback after that point and got a fairly respectable first half, all things considering, and then second half starts, they're completely gone. You know, pistol round, okay. Then in a force buy round that they went, they had a 5v3. They let that one slip away. First gun round fast, contact play towards B. You know, completely completely catches Nico and Olof off guard. And after that, another drag out round and contact play into A with just dry fights and duels. And FaZe just couldn't fight anything off.
I mean, look at the start as well. You know, it was a 7-6, but at one point it looked Flusher was knifing people. 7-6, FaZe managed to, you know, stabilize somewhat. Guardian certainly taking a big part of that, getting FaZe back on the wagon. And then they don't win a single round after that.
That's unheard of. Like, that is unheard of for FaZe not to win a CT round on Overpass. We sit here and we spin the story of Rain and Guardian, they lock down A. Olaf and Nico, they lock down B. And Karrigan just does the dirty work in between. You're not getting through that defense. But Fnatic, they made them look silly. I look silly as well. I said business as usual for FaZe on this map. It wasn't to be. A 16-7 scoreline, a grand final, crumbling against a Swedish team. This is the FaZe that we've come to know, but not necessarily love, Alex. This is not what we want from them. This is they need to turn up here.
And talking of turn up, look who did. Lekro on your screens here as he was trying to close this one out. A spectacular performance from him, Flusher and Crims, all in the 20+.
And out of the 3 of them, Flusher is the main player for me, right? Because that guy was, for a very long time, nowhere near his form from his peak, right? And when Fnatic was at its best, he was, you know, at times, maybe not mechanically, but one of the best players in the world because of how good he was at positioning, his game sense. For me, he was always one of the most intelligent players out there. And, you you know, with everyone else getting even more better mechanically, maybe he couldn't keep up for a while, but at this tournament, here he is most definitely lights out, and that is him being the difference maker for Fnatic.
That was on full display on that CT half. You saw him do some big balls plays.
We can say a BDP.
Yeah. He wasn't afraid to get in there in the situations, weren't looking good for Fnatic, go for some aggressive plays, push on in with the UMP as well. There's a couple rounds of him just going aggro and finding some opening kills or exchanging a trade where normally they wouldn't be going for that aggression.
And you can see actually Vendetta, a fellow analyst, has tweeted in. He says, this is the Flusher who was the best performer at major events for so many years. And I mean, you guys are all saying the very same thing. This was a player that, you know, everyone was looking at and trying to question how he was capable of picking up, making the plays he was at that period of time. And now he's doing it again in a big stadium event at the grand final as well. So yes, give and take. FaZe, that CT side, completely absent. I do want to talk about that Guardian clutch though, because there are very few plays that are incomprehensible, inexplainable, and this one here, I'll let you guys attempt.
I feel like I mean, if we could rewind it again and maybe pause it a little bit, because the thing is, like, always, obviously, when a 1v5 happens,
all right, let's stop it. If we can stop it, sorry.
Yeah, some blame has to be put on the opposing team. But the thing is, what Fnatic tried to do here when all of this started unfolding was they actually wanted to triple peek Guardian. You know, they sent one guy rushing and two guys covering the angles, but the pop flash that he threw worked out perfectly because two guys were completely blind. The one guy that wasn't blind, he kills him first, then a quick scope and a headshot isolates, you know, he goes for the repeak so he can't be traded immediately. So it was a very good play for Guardian. That's, you know, obviously that's not in question here. It's not like anyone could make that play happen, but whether Fnatic could have maybe not been so keen to end the round right then and there, probably yes, but it wasn't one of those situations like JDM versus Envious. It wasn't a blatant example of the team that had 5 players alive just completely messing it up. Yes, it was a mistake to an extent, but it was just Guardian doing the unthinkable.
Like, we triple peeking the last man left when he has an AWP, it's like in the CS, you know, if the CS manual, that's correct.
That's the right play. You can't shoot more than one bullet at a time. There's actually a delay between that and the next shot. The fact that he gets away with that is insane. The fact that is the highlight of the match, and FaZe only wins 7 rounds. That's 5 kills for Guardian there out of the total of the 16 that he had in that entire match. In that one round, he threw everything but the kitchen sink at them, got the round on the board, still wasn't enough to show like FaZe Clan to be competitive on that map, really. A 16-7 scoreline on a map, I think that should be around the other way. That should be 16-7 for FaZe, but Fnatic, hugely impressive. Everyone stepping up individually.
Absolutely everyone, truly. And I mean, they're taking it in turns on a map-by-map basis, but the core 3 that we are always going to be talking about now, Lekro's in the mix alongside your Flusher and Crim. These guys have been doing fantastic work.
And Crim's especially after that clutch, he was the last player left alive. And as soon as you're in a 1v1, 100% it goes through your head. It's like, how did it come to this? I'm going to be so mad if I lose this somehow, right? At my team and at myself. And you would think like that was over. He did look, I tweeted out, he looked like he was ready to just Q-tab out of the game, get on a bike and ride it to Sweden if need be. But that's a situation where I swear to God, if I was the coach, I would take all 4 timeouts, one round after the other, just to somehow stop like everything from snowballing out of control. You can see that's where FaZe won all of their rounds in consecutive fashion. But somehow Fnatic did manage to mentally reset coming into the second half. Obviously winning pistol helped a lot in all of that. And then it was just very simple plays that FaZe couldn't stop, and that's the main talking point here. I don't think Nico disappeared. I think on overpass, yes, but I think he's had a good final so far. Same for Lekro over on the first map, but then stepped up. I think that's the problem coming into this game. You look and you say, FaZe has the better individuals, they have more depth, stronger map pool, but if you have Flasha playing like he did, you know, 2 years, 3 years ago, if Crims and Lekro can be consistent, and if you have some of the guys on FaZe faltering, then that scale isn't really that much into FaZe's favor anymore.
And I mean, just a kind of a quick note on the Nico performance as well. Bearing in mind, 22 frags on the first, 29 on the second, the third, a measly 8. His role, though, is very clear. Like, the fact that we know, likely 50% of the crowd knows what Nico does on overpass, right? He is always going to be left to his own devices and is a bit more free-flowing than the other locked-in roles, especially on that T side.
Well, you know, I'm expecting more impact from him on the CT side, right? But nobody got going, right? I don't want to like point fingers at anybody here. The entire team went missing pretty much. It was across the board on that CT side where normally FaZe step up and they'll get 3Ks, you know, and they'll lock down bomb sites single-handedly. That didn't happen in this scenario. Obviously, you know, you lose the first gun round, then you have to eco again. It can quickly get away from you, and it has. Now, this is where we outlined in the beginning, are FaZe their biggest enemy, like themselves, right? And that's definitely something that we're seeing here again. Is this the mentality? Is this the crumble? Is this the FaZe is this the era they're going to build?
Yeah, I think another issue is you can see that he had a bad game in particular in some of the rounds. Like he has an AK coming up water towards short. Golden pushes out with a FAMAS and gets a 1v1 duel on him. Like that's something that does not happen to Nico on a regular basis. But, you know, looking at the series as a whole, it's obvious that they need every single player, especially him, because as Chad pointed out, he has a free-flowing role. And if you're just going to die every time and not make anything happen, then you're just using a lot of space for your team, but without giving anything in return and putting him in a bad spot. Seeing as how the next map is Mirage, and after a break like this, a bit of a longer one where you can consolidate, so to speak, it is, again, one of the better maps for FaZe in a sense that when you look at the T side, that's mostly where you look at the strengths of a team. That's where you can have more depth, where you can have more things to fall back on, if indeed your stars are faltering still.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking all about Mirage, our fourth map in this best of 5. But first, after a stunning display from Overpass, we head over to Stunner. Let's see what's going on in the Spodek.
Hi, I'm Stunner. Nice to meet you, Alex. And with that said, Katowice is kicking off. We're going to be going into that fourth map real soon. But I found 2 Jacobs here. Would you believe that? Wait, what's your name?
Jacob.
And what's your name?
Jacob.
Oh my God, how'd they do that? It's magic, let me tell you. Now, I want you to tell me why Fnatic is about to win the grand finals here at Intel Extreme Masters.
I think Guardian cannot win alone this game. And Flasha, JW, Crims are, for me, the best players. And they must win this game really, really easy.
Really, really easy. Well, that may or may not be the case. Let's check in with the FaZe. I think there's some FaZe fans alongside of you in here tonight, but I could be wrong. So why is FaZe going to win this grand final?
I think because FaZe Clan, by the best players in the world, they are the best team in the world, and they will now prove it. So Guardians looks everyone. He's the one of the best offs in the world. So I think in Mirage and on the train, he will prove it and they will win.
Well, how about this? Everybody in the audience right now, who thinks FaZe is going to be taking this one home? FaZe Clan? What about Fnatic? We got any Fnatic fans in the house tonight? I'm pretty sure FaZe is going to have to take this one. I've got a collectible pin, a CSGO collectible pin, unopened here for Jacob. Sorry, Jacob. Let's go ahead and kick it back and get ready for this next map.
Jacob squared in the crowd. Stunner, I don't know how you do it. Congratulations to the fans there, getting themselves a little bit of swag, and now they're going to sit down and hopefully watch some swaggy plays. We are going to be talking now about map 4. Overpass going the way of Fnatic leads us to Mirage. Gentlemen, I no longer know what to say. Overpass made so much more sense.
Pack her up, turn the cameras off, we're out of here.
Overpass, like, the way we set the scene for Overpass was clear. Like, okay, FaZe win this one, Fnatic have their best shot on Mirage, right? This was going to be the conversation, the dialogue. It seems now we've actually got a case for Mirage could be where Fnatic end this.
Yeah, obviously it's not impossible for that to happen. It's, again, after Inferno, probably the map they're most comfortable on. And the thing is, you look at games, you can set up storylines and, you know, winning conditions for different teams, but you cannot expect, for example, for FaZe to crumble like that on the CT side of Overpass. That's what you would, you know, against Fnatic, who doesn't really play the map, would expect them to win at least 10 rounds on that side. And that's why in games like these, especially finals, is where you have, like, micro mind games within that. You know, you can set up, you can prepare for the way Fnatic plays, but they can come out and have a different type of a style simply because they know they're playing FaZe and they played them so many times before. And you have to be able to adapt on that level in a game. You need to realize if you're playing and you're the in-game leader, okay, guys, they're just trying to bully us on the server. Even though we are the better team, we need to adapt. That's maybe not the way we were expecting them to play. So it's obviously something that you need to try and adjust as fast as possible to all these different things that your opponents may try and do.
When we have seen this FaZe roster get in trouble, one of the big things in this tournament so far that's bailed them out is Karrigan making big plays. It's not that he hasn't been making plays at all, it's just it's not that same level that we saw in the quarters and the semis from him so far. So if he wants to lead by example, he might have to step up and make some of those big plays, those big calls like he has done throughout the tournament thus far to fire up the boys, because they need to get back into this. It's like having a match where they're not getting those kills, where they're not having that impact, it hurts.
And you know what? This is a positive sign for FaZe fans. There is laughter, there is smiles creeping onto the FaZe faces, and after conceding what looked like a good map for them, to be able to find that morale, to be able to find that camaraderie, and be able to step back into the server looking relatively fresh, that is going to be the determining factor of how grand this grand final is.
Yeah, definitely so. I think, look, I just want to say something here, Alex. If everyone watching the Go TV at home, you need to watch Crim's. He is the best connector player on Mirage that I think I've ever seen. He's been doing this since back in 2014 with LGB, back when he was on the team with Olaf. And just watching him play connector, it's out of this world. So FaZe are going to have a tough task dealing with him towards that part of the map, I think.
Okay, so that's Crim's. We're going to keep an eye on him from Fnatic's side. And well, let's play this game, Janko. Let's talk FaZe.
Yeah, I think for FaZe, obviously you want to see Nico perform better than he did on Overpass. 35 ADR, as you pointed out previously, Alex, that's what a nade can do if you throw it properly in a round. So I think for him, and he again has a very important role on the T side of this map, playing apartments, right? He's the guy that needs to have good timing to peek wide out of apps and get the trades in those A splits, in those A executes. Might even be the Crim's the one that's, you know, waiting for him from stairs or from connectors. So that's something that you know that he is very comfortable on this map, something that you can look forward to seeing. But the end for me, as always, it's a team game, and it has to be knowing how good FaZe is on this map on the T side. Fnatic has to be aggressive, and they will be. So it will probably come down to who can get the better read. Can they get the good timing to be aggressive in proper places, or are they just going to run into a brick wall?
I'm interested to see what game plan Karrigan goes with here. Normally is like you hit the bomb sites early, right, on the T side. They'll do an execute towards A, they'll do an execute towards B, not in any particular order, and then they'll just start going for that mid control. You know, you see Rain step out there, get those multi-kills when the aggression comes in. But the whole idea behind doing that on a map like Mirage is to force them to play off of mid, to force them to play more on the bomb site, so then you can have a freer avenue. I wonder if we go with the same or if we go straight for that mid play.
And talking about Karrigan and, you know, his calling, for which he has received a lot of fair criticism for the grand final of the major, people easily forget the first map of that series, which was Mirage, and which FaZe was down, I believe, 10-5 in the first half as CT and needed to come back on the T half. That was some of the best calling I've seen. In addition, yes, Olaf and Guardian had a good game. Guardian had 25 kills with Yop out of 26, but I think that was a very good example of how good calls put your players in position where they can shine. So I think it's a map where he is very much comfortable to call, even in high pressure situations, unlike maybe an Inferno. So this is somewhere where you really think that some of the main issues for FaZe in these games, which is either maybe Karrigan's calling or some of the star players disappearing, that's probably not going to be the case here, and we will go into the fifth map.
Yeah, and you know, you talk about high pressure. There is no more high pressure right now, especially for FaZe Clan. This is a match that they stepped into knowing that they were undoubtedly seen as the favorites. It's a stage they've been on last year on a grand final and had it taken away from them. Time after time, they find themselves with an opportunity, a shot at the second in the Intel Grand Slam, and that's taken away from them. They stand now a map in deficit. This is a must-win. We could very well be seeing FaZe Clan once again dethroned, and this time by the Swedes, who have yet to lift a trophy in 2 years. It's quite the story, and I can't wait to hear what the storytellers have for us. Fnatic, FaZe Clan, the map, Mirage. Let's see how this one does go down. They're going to be stepping into the server any second now. We'll introduce your casters for this one. It's Henry G and Sadakis to guide you through potentially the final map of this grand final.
It is indeed potentially the final map, and I absolutely agree with Chad. More so because Crim's had an excellent overpass, and he is so damn good on Mirage.
He is excellent, and the connector play, he's absolutely correct there. That could be very influential. It's one of the key entrance points to the A bomb site. It means you can pincer the bomb site, and if he can lock that down, he could have a real chance. And here we start in the T side as we get into it, ladies and gentlemen. The fourth map, maybe the final one. Who knows? It looks like we have a little chance to calm down.
Before you got too excited, I did want to stop you before you got carried away. We got a reset of the server just quickly, as they weren't quite ready to go live, so they'll redo that and we'll get underway. But you're right in saying that it could actually be the last map, Alex, when you threw it to us, because Fnatic are on form. They've got a chance on their map choice as well, and if they do, not only would it be their first grand final in ages, but also their first win in 2 years. And Carmack tweeted out their first, and it's been talked about on the desk, the first team to win it 3 times on this stage.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, 4th map, let's make some noise. FaZe versus Fnatic. Round 1's coming in. There will be 4 sets of armor for FaZe, and then Carrigan with that defuse gate. He's got the smoke as well. That was so influential on Cash, if you remember. It was Crims who got the full defuse. And it's going to be an A attack with the grenades. Not going to be committing. The bomb's still down in spawn, so we're looking to do that pincer, but Olofmeister, he'll shut down on that approach, and Nico will do the same. 2 kills for him.
Very fast play toward the catwalk position. Very quick trade off of Crims. He got Olaf, and before he could even realize and look toward the kill feed in the top right corner, he was already taken down and turned by Nico, who now occupies the connector. Heavy advantage for FaZe on the pistol round. They haven't won a pistol round since they were on Inferno. Remember, both pistols went to Fnatic last map. Bomb has been dropped, flushes deep inside of the site, and he's going to be found by Rain. Good setup from FaZe.
Very good. It's Nico bouncing back after a troublesome overpass there. He'll get 3 kills for himself, pick up the M4A4 for the second round. Presumably, though, we see the force buy from Fnatic. Indeed, we do. The scout for Crims. He seems a bit of a specialist on this map with that particular weapon. Commonly brings it out. Everyone all in. The orb could be very difficult to pick up in the first gun round if they do not pick this round. Deagles, CZs, and just a couple of flashbangs. That is it, says Crims does attempt to find that first pick towards A. Doesn't find anything for it. Already misses out on the tag. That would have been towards Nico, but Golden, he'll be in the Palace area. Remember, Lecro's Deagle. That is something that's extremely powerful.
Guardian flirting with information as he peeks out with the knife. Rain takes Golden. We didn't quite catch it as we snapped over, but I can tell you that that was toward Palace as Golden walked out from the doorways. So steady start for FaZe. JW, keep in mind, when they have played this, has been boosted, and I think, yeah, again, boosted a lot. Not a lot of teams go for this anymore, and he's gone up, I think, probably 50-50 between when they push connector or put him in the window.
Yep. A lot of teams know he does it, and that's why Guardian's sat by the vent right now, making sure he can't cross and bounce through.
He can. That's pretty clever.
Oh, he ding train as well. Did you see that?
That's...
At that
considering
range?
the movement, that's insane with the CZ as he jumps off the table. Obviously, he knows how to one-up even the players who think they're ahead of him as Flesha takes out Nico. This is starting out all right, but Olaf has other ideas. He'll slip in behind them at connector. That's going to drop the bomb as well, force Flesha to go back forward, and that allows Guardian to get position. Sees them sneaking up the wall, but it's a little awkward as he tries to spray through, and I only could see half of JW's body. They know where Flesha's gone. They know where he's trying to go, toward B to get the bomb down. That's not going to happen in FaZe. Stay to form and take the start. 4 players staying alive.
Good start by FaZe. No bombs planted from Fnatic. They've got a couple of picks there, but that's about it. We'll get into round number 3, where presumably something like a B rush or fast towards middle to try and trade out some frags. They're not going to buy anything by the looks of things. It's our 4th map in the best of 5. This is Fnatic's pick, but with this sort of start, that's where FaZe usually do their best work. So there it is. 5 players towards middle, just trying to trade out any kills they can towards the window, but so much damage inflicted. Quite the simple process. Nico will devour 3 kills as Guardian finds 2 as well. Round 4, and Carrigan's on an MP7. Bit of a bonus situation here. Olofmeister on the FAMAS. They will at least throw one of those SMGs away from what I can see. There's juggling weapons around right now.
WP for Guardian early on, going for the heavy hits.
Oh yes, this is no longer a bonus round at all. The MP7s are gone. Only 1 from Mass now, and Olofmeister makes the jump towards short. We're seeing this come into the game a lot these days, where the flashbangs are designed to push him back. They know there's a chance, and they'll spray through the smoke, spelling any sort of risk, as Olaf will get a decent grenade through, but it only does 30 damage. I say only, could have been a lot more. And the bomb down towards middle. The control comes in from Fnatic successfully. There is a fire in the ointment, but it has been plucked out. Rain had pushed towards the A ramp, and Crim's just 1 step ahead of him. Finds the opening kill with plenty of time to spare.
Golden will rotate back around. It's not the only aggression that they're going to face, though, because Nico is going to go halfway up Palace. He won't go all the way around toward the spawn, but if they think Rain was the only one that they were going to face, this could work wonders for Nico. Flush at JW, already positioned toward Connector and Window. Again, I'll let you decide who's who. I think it's pretty obvious. Crims is walking into a potential trap. Nico's ready for an easy shot at that point in time. Flusha knows that with him pushed up in Palace, he's not going to be inside of the site, and he wants to work from Connector, but Nico is well aware that they likely have mid. They have no information, and he can position accordingly. Flash out toward A main, that supports the peek from Guardian on the AWP, but they're not far enough forward for him to spot it. So they are playing very well off of each other. Nico and Guardian with the AWP starts to go to work. All off to Flusha, and there it is. Nico turns it around. How goddamn gorgeous was that from FaZe?
Yeah, really nice stuff. Playing off each other perfectly there. Fnatic even had that opening pick. But not for long. Towards that 8 side they went, and Guardian playing in front of the smokes manages to pluck them out of every single interaction. You can see him doing just such spot-on stuff. That kill would have been guaranteed if Nico didn't beat him to the punch there. And he's looking good on Mirage right now. 4-0 for FaZe, and it's another eco for Fnatic here. Early days, but really strong start from the FaZe boys. Carrigan homing in on $9,000. Similar story for Olofmeister, so plenty of cash, and Electro, he'll buy the armor with the Deagle. We've discussed how amazing he is with this particular pistol. It's pretty unbelievable at times.
Angle doesn't quite extend far enough that you can see on top of the box where Kerrigan was. Certainly knows that he's there. That smoke will confirm it. Don't discount Electro on a Deagle. I feel like that's my catchphrase for him at this point in time. JW down to Olaf early. Crims can't find anything through the gap of the smoke. He'll be patient for now. Early to say it, but I'll do you the decency. If we need it, we go to Train to decide this. And it's going to go a little bit deep on Electro. Still does a minor amount of damage. Not enough for the pistol shot that comes in immediately after to take him down. He stays on 41 HP. But they haven't found any openings yet with these pistols. Good damage to Olaf. Kerrigan as well, but everything's still going the way of FaZe. And it looks like the round as well, as we'll go 5-0. Bomb down in Connector, or just above it, and Kerrigan takes the shot.
Well, there we go, 5-0. No danger of losing that round at all. Not a single kill picked up for Fnatic, but that was their eco. There's Nico, much better performance. Even got more kills on this map after 5 rounds than he did for the entirety of Overpass. He finished with just 8, so there we go. He's right back on track as we get into round number 6. No all for JW, just a note. It's not a requirement, especially on the T side. We'll get into this round. We'll have a look if there's any adjustments from either side. Olofmeister, he'll go towards the window, and Guardian, there is an adjustment. He goes towards the B apartments right away, trying to find the first pick, and he'll have Flush up on the other side of that smoke. Decides to drop back, and this is good. This is what Guardian will do. Every single round is trying to change things up. On the bench for now, it can boost that. That's what they'll do. It's a really cool boost as well. Like this, just good for 1 kill, drop off. They are, there we go. Now they can see right over the bomb site, and if Flusha dares walk in, he'll be taken down and greeted by that AWP.
Throwing JW. This time, not looking to go for the boost. At least it doesn't appear that way as of yet. Looks like they're more interested in trying to distill Nico from his fortified position in Connector. That's now, and JW makes good on it. Perfect shot. Electro confirms there's no one else up close as he sprays through the wooden window. It's Kerrigan that wants to try to take affirmative action. Get aggressive on Catwalk, rightfully so as well, because there's going to be a pinch play toward B. Crims sprays down in his direction. Kerrigan will no longer take that fight. He needs to be positioned accordingly. Another shot for JW. Golden as well. Guardian finally getting one back, but JW, as always, sneaks in the window late. He's going to get in behind them. That cuts off rotations, and Rain is going to have to go away, I think, and save his gun in this round, because it's going to be 4-1 in manpower and 5-1 on the scoreboard. Finally, Fnatic getting onto it. They can't really afford to chase either, obviously, due to the reset potential.
Well, JW might be taken down here. We're not sure. Rain will hide in the connector. Players in front of him, and that should be him dealt with. Lovely stuff from Fnatic. That's much better. Early stages here, 5-1, not a problem. Especially on the T side after losing the pistol. It's just all about the recovery right now. JW is the absolute master of the backstabs, getting in that window area and just completely discombobulating his opposition there. They had no idea he'd be coming in the back. 5-1. Like we said, that the money is extremely strong for FaZe. Guardian back on the AWP. 5 rifles once more for Fnatic. They did manage to keep 4 players alive in the previous round. Much stronger. So they went towards the B bomb site. Nico will be alone towards middle, at least for now. He's got teammates coming from short. That's going to be Blaine and Olofmeister. They're going to face the rifles here, and he's got good vision towards that connector, but takes a grenade to the face, and Olof will have to look towards the window. You feel like he gets this kill. Necro ready to face it.
Actually quite clever to be thrown from middle in that direction. Certainly they can't be back down toward window, but unfortunately for him, it doesn't quite force them out to cat him. When it does, there's a smoke there, so they'll get by Golden. Damage is going the way of Fnatic. Kills neutral. JW wants to try and change that once again in where other. J window. And he knows that Nico is there. That's very well done. Times it perfectly. Rain's going to sneak behind him, however. At least level it for now. He's got position on Golden, or does he? Golden knew and was ready for it. No repeat from Olaf until such time that the flash is thrown the flash from Kerrigan, and those two together will now focus back toward the apartments. Bit of a miscue on the Molotov, then the smoke, they went on top of each other, but they will slow Fnatic down. They won't slow Lekro, though. He's coming from Cat, not the apartments directly, so Kerrigan has to do battle with him while the smoke still holds off the others. And now the battle commences, and it goes the way of Kerrigan.
Yeah, great stuff. They silenced them. 4 manages to find Flasher. 2 versus 1 now, but it's Crim's. He gets given an opportunity to find Kerrigan there. Does damage, but Kerrigan saves the round. 3 kills in towards that B bomb site. 6-1, and it is going to be a harsh reset map. They will have to force into this, I would say. JW 6K, Golden 2. The rest of them are okay. On the T side, we keep 4 players alive in the previous round. The reset isn't as devastating. They will take a pause just to work out how they're going to distribute the wealth out here. But FaZe back on track once again. I'm sure Fnatic will buy. Maybe even pick up the AWP to see if they can get an opening pick here. But Kerrigan, that was everything in the B bomb site. His teammates went down. Golden showing some great form as usual. This final has actually been quite good for him. And there it is, yes, JW does pick up the AWP. Here we go. All in. Lose this round, it could be a disastrous half for them, but pick it up. They'll be right back in it. CZ for Golden, Flusher on the UMP. So got a couple of rifles and some of the Crims and Lekro, the AK-47 to find space. JW showing the sniper for the first time. They've got 4 smokes and a few flashbangs here, so it's not the worst buy.
Good news is Nico's on 9 kills. That's already more than he had on Overpass. So he's starting to get form again. Flash and Micro not having any opportunities going their way as of yet. Bomb drop back toward A main. Crims will work from Palace as Rain wants to wait. Certainly gets Lekro. Not that he was looking to peek as of yet. Remember, he is one of the 2 AKs. The other in the hands of Crims, both coming from the front of the site. Guardian at this point overextended to watch toward the connector. He'll go back for it as well, and Nico's there to support.
Absolutely. In the connector. Golden's there first. He can be the bait for his team.
That Molotov was actually going to go directly in on top of them. It would have been a huge problem. It's going to go a little deep. That one didn't see it. It's perfect. Oh, and they're blind. JW's in trouble. JW's burned to a crisp. 100 HP gone, all by the second incendiary thrown by Olaf. And now they know they're inside of the cave, and they'll attack. Nico first. Rain for the ladder. Wow. Surprisingly, doesn't go all the way up and just get off and get his aim back. Nico does get Flusha. You're right. Did a good amount of damage.
So it's something. Obviously, on the ladder, you do lose all of your accuracy. Lekro. That's to start hitting shots now. 20 seconds, still no bomb down here. He'll spray wildly towards Spawn, but it's good for 1 frag. Crims backs him up. 14 seconds, 3 versus 1, and Crims needs to perform here. I don't think it's possible. He'll get wallbang down, and that will be another round in favor of FaZe. And that's going to be a full eco as well for the Fnatic side. So a decent attempt to try and get towards that connector. They get 3 players in, but there was an absolute barbecue going on in there. Roasted Fnatic players as JW couldn't get out of there. You mentioned it, the flashbang combo, kind of like the wombo combo, when you drop the Molotov just as the flashbang goes off in their face. They can't see anything, they can't hear anything. Burning to a crisp, and with the AWP as well. You don't have the mobility to really get out of that situation. And down he went. So good map control coming in there at the start. Maybe wanted to have the AWP towards the A ramp and then the rifles and the pistol towards the connector, but it's obviously 20/20 hindsight as we get into round number 9. A full eco for Fnatic. P250 for Crims. That's all they've brought into round number 9 here. Looking very like he's BA1.
Toward the apartments for now, and Olaf getting closer to Kerrigan might be in position to shut this out. Kerrigan only with the MP9, but he'll happily welcome all the money that might gain him because it has the potential to be overrun. They don't have armor, so he shouldn't have too much trouble, more so with Olaf throwing a nade in that I would have thought did more damage than it does. It actually goes far enough into the corner that hardly touches anyone other than Golden. He goes down to 88.
They get the bomb down here, I'll be very impressed, map. It's going to take some fakes, some distractions, some smoke and mirrors. We'll see what they decide to do. Golden has been tagged up, but at the time at this point, they'll probably just commit towards A through the connector, try and trade a frag out, but no one there. That's actually bad news for them. That means there's going to be long-range duels coming in. They've only got those Glocks, and as I said, Rain can even challenge even after being dinged. They've only got the pistols, so they'll find 2 kills, but that's more like it. Guardian dropped. They have managed to pick up an AWP. Can they save that? Maybe Flusha can.
Flusha, AWP, close range fired early means Kerrigan can close the distance. He tried to anticipate the position sooner than it was actually available. 8-1. FaZe are starting to run with this, and money becomes a massive question for Fnatic. They'll have guns again this time, but they're struggling to even get bombs down. In fact, no bomb plants on any of the rounds they've lost. The round they did win, they certainly did get a bomb down, but that ultimately came to kills.
Absolutely.
It becomes an issue because I know that Fnatic's CT side is phenomenal on this map, but they've got to give themselves a fighting chance.
Still early days, they can still pull this back and have 8-7. We'll see what adjustments they've made. And there it is, JW towards the underpass, but 2 players there. He gets all off, but Nico will take him down. We've discussed this before in the first map of this best of 5, 4-4, especially on maps like Mirage, certainly favors the T side.
Micro and Golden were both toward top middle, didn't even want to try and pinch Nico in because they knew that they were going to be faced by 2 others. That's how dominant FaZe has been in that mid position, and Fnatic's scared to take the duel even when they know exactly where Nico existed, and he's managed to rotate all the way back around toward B, to where Kerrigan's playing, and they're all inside the small corridors yet again for Fnatic.
B execution coming in. This will be smokes towards the pillars at the B bomb site. 2 of those, flashbangs over, maybe a Molotov towards the van. That's going to be important. That's where Kerrigan resides right now. All 4 players invested. They don't have any presence towards A. They need to execute right now, really. Smokes will come in, flashbangs to come over, and Kerrigan will be dropping Incendiary. He's not even going to be challenging. Here it comes. They might even be able to get out here. He can cause a lot of damage. Perfectly placed. Can he find any kills? He can't, but he is roasting them once again. They're very low HP, but they have got the man advantage, 3-on-2.
And the bomb down as well. Smoke actually, although it covers off the planter, allows Rain to get through the window. He would have thought unsighted, but Flusha certainly knew that that was a possibility and covered it off. Guardian's gonna go back. Oh, missed shot certainly tells them all exactly where he is. So heads turn, guns points, and kills ensue. Fnatic finally get a 2nd round on the board. 3 players staying alive.
Absolutely. Good shots there. Fnatic, after getting the initial trade, 4 versus 4. Waiting up for the reactions, going back towards B, drop the smoke to flashbangs, and Kerrigan. If he gets 1 kill there, probably would have been enough to justify a successful retake, but he got nothing. Good incendiary, like we pointed out, but he got out pretty quickly. Bomb was planted, and they will be looking very good in round number 10. We move on to number 11, though. In terms of the money, this is the final buy for FaZe. If Fnatic can win this one, they've got a serious chance of getting back into this half. There's going to be an AWP on either side. JW yet to really show us what he can do with it on Mirage. Sort of a Guardian, really. He's been relatively quiet, 7 kills. Of which are on pistol. Holding the B apartments right now. This is more of a solid default. Nothing towards middle though. JW and T-Spawn watching for any aggression towards mid with the bomb. Crim's at A ramp. He's looking to potentially work a kill here. Not fully committing to it, but now he might have a look. He had the chance there, but Rain gets the better of him. 5 versus 4 this time in favor of the CTs. And that's the entirety of the A side of the map. Open as Rain pushes towards the palace now. He's going for some information. He's going to head towards T-Spawn. JW, AWP towards connector. Nico is there, but not on an angle he can get.
Fnatic a man down, but with a little bit to work with. JW, interestingly, loves that window room. He's got other ideas to get it this time. How quick is he on the AWP? He'll get all off, but fortunately the glory doesn't last long because it's pulled back by Nico. 2 quick kills inside of Connector, and JW still exists in that window room, which is very powerful. Look at 9 HP, and he's gonna have to get out of there. If they want to get toward B, he needs to aid. Flusha on the take. Flusha doesn't need any aid, apparently. He's got Kerrigan down. Molotov will disallow the rotation to get on top of him before such time that the bomb is planted. And JW, does he fancy getting back up on top of the balcony? He certainly does. He wants that AWP in the best possible position, and he's going to need to be. Guardian already with the kill against Flusha, who wanted to get aggressive because of the HP. Good find from JW. They know where he is, but JW's quick! His 3rd in the round, it's Op versus Op, and Guardian has been absolutely electric in all of this series, but JW is certainly onto it now. Guardian's tapped, it doesn't matter, JW's earned it, and in incredible fashion.
Of course, as soon as I said he hasn't really done much to the AWP on Mirage so far, he drops around like that. Low HP, and that's as good as it gets in terms of clutching. Oh my goodness, just everything was stellar there. Opened things up, that's where he took most of his damage at, down to 9 HP. And then runs away with the round. As soon as he was flashed towards window, that was the make or break moment. Does he hit that shot? He does. Kills a player towards short, holds his nerve against a full defuser Guardian. Just absolute perfection there. And that's gonna break the FaZe economy as well. JW, he's back, baby. And we'll see up against these PT50s if they can close out the round.
Nico, by the way, is on 18 kills. We're on round 12, so forget the last map, forget the final storyline we talked about. Apparently he's rebounded, found form. And the man that he took down was perhaps the difference maker last time as well. Lekro sits with just 1 kill this far in, so we've got reversed polarity between those two. The star of last game, or thereabout for Fnatic. The man who was absent, reverse situations. Nico with the deagle will continue to watch middle. He knows JW, just like everyone does, likes to get inside of that window. Doesn't mean JW's not capable of still doing so, but he's gonna have trouble if he goes there now with Nico waiting. Off all the way back around towards spawn with P250. One round. Back to pistols for the first time for FaZe. JW seems to have an idea, perhaps. Spots Ola. Oh, great shot as well. How good is that?
Nice little tap, extra crispy. And 4 players remain now. FaZe did have the advantage. Nico with that lovely deagle shots, but that is now just a distant memory as they'll make their final play towards the A side. Carrigan silence USP. Time is on their side at least. 20 seconds to get this bomb down, and Carrigan and Guardian doing work with the USPs there, but quickly they'll get back into it. This 1D has to connect for Nico. Can he get anything from this? They are not planting. What are they up to?
Big problem.
Full eco, remember.
It's done at this point. Nico should confirm that JW's off the mark. He can't get the kill on Nico. Oh, he just gets around the corner. That's the round, 1 second, and JW might go down after the time. Nico confirms that. Money gone, and you're right. The plant needed to happen sooner. Nico, the man who started that, ends it as well. 3 more kills for him.
After this sort of play as well, they got the advantage. They weren't planting the bomb. They're more focused on getting kills in the connector, and that's where they lost it. I'm not sure why the bomb would ever peak that position. Get that into the safety of the bomb site where the cover is. They've only got pistols. You don't have to challenge them. Well, they give up.
The highs and lows, perhaps. JW's epic clutch gives them an eco against them, and it falls apart.
Yes, so it almost makes it useless, really. As now they'll be down into force buying at 9-3. CZ's Deagles. That was their ticket back into this game.
Kerrigan, smoke in front of him. Very quick, and he's done more damage knowing that they're likely going to be pushing through that. Smoke falls off, doesn't want to be safe and smart about it.
But they are fully invested in this round as well. They want this to be at least a round where they get a plant here, but it looks like nothing will be done. Just 1 kill picked up there for JW. They're full eco now, 2 rounds left. Number 14 coming through, and Fnatic take their 2nd time out of this map so far. Double digits. And FaZe right back on track. 20 kills for Nico now.
Yeah, every opportunity that this could have been brought level against that eco if we were suddenly sitting at a very different score. Potentially 4 at least, or 5 rounds for Fnatic. Now we find ourselves 10-3 for FaZe, and again, like you say, no timeout for Fnatic trying to figure out what they even do at this point in time because they haven't bought, and they don't really have the cash to do so. Electro still with only 1 kill. Much like Cash, as a matter of fact, which seems ages ago,
Yes.
JW's the only one doing anything.
Well, that's true. It's been such an up and down game, hasn't it? Electro went from like one of the absolute heroes of the last 2 maps, and now he's on 1-11. It is crazy how a best of 5 fluctuates sometimes. And we'll get into this next round. Number 14, as I said, full eco now for Fnatic. They're trying to save their pennies for the final encounter. Not really enough to buy with this one, about 2K per player after the reset was found with just pistols. It was nuts. They took that bomb towards the connector. Guardian suspects his players beneath, and he'd be right to have that suspicion as he takes one of them down. That will be Crim's jumping up and gets a quick scope to the chest. 5-on-3, Carrigan joining him in the fragging.
Guardian knows what's next. He's read this. Oh, failed jump. And access denied. Guardian again, and again. He finds Golden jumping up, and now Olaf wants into the mix. He'll finally connect the spray and take down Flusha.
Well, there you have it. A clean sweep. FaZe find round number 11, but this is not done just yet. Fnatic can get the 11-4. This is their map pick. They do some of their best work, remember, on Mirage. We'll see what they can do here. The final buy comes in. It's not looking that tantalizing. 4 AKs and a Galil. Golden taking the hits and the firepower just to get that extra bits of utility on the table for his team. Nico in the underpass, nice and quick. Doesn't fully commit, just sits in the little cubby hole, waiting to hear them go towards middle. And JW gets fully flashed by his teammate. You can see he's not really happy with him. But still fine, no one there to take him down. But there is Ray. He won't be able to get the double frag, or will he? Olaf Meister bails him out. And now the 5-on-3 coming through. Guardian tagging up players. Crim's down to a very short amount of HP. 5-on-2 now. Golden and Flusha have to do what they can, but another dink comes in.
Smoke to allow them to at least attempt to get to the site and maybe get a bomb plant down this time as Flusha gets above with the AK, jumping over. Smart mechanic actually pulls out of the jump because he would have had no chance to fire a Guardian. He actually not only destroys Guardian, but finds Nico as well. He's coming to form, it's working out, but the problem is that the HP is very low, 1:04. Bomb's gonna head off on its own course of action toward B. That needs to be convinced by Golden that it's on its own, and it's safe to do so because Olaf's pushing through Palace. He's possibly even going to catch Golden. And Carrigan knows that this is a possibility and has already left the site to wait for the plant. So it will get planted, I would presume, at this point in time, but the retake's going to be there quite quickly.
This is looking quite good now. Flush up. Trying to sniff out every single crevice of the B bomb side. Drops the smoke, knows there's no point being silent anymore. That will give it up.
Oh, if that had caught either of them. Oh, what a shot. How is he doing this? Again, and again, 3 rounds, or excuse me, 3 kills. 9 HP, Golden's just gotten in position with him. That nade could have easily killed either of them, and Olaf wants to go on the flank. Guess who's ready, and guess who's waiting? Olaf slows down. He knows they're softened up, goes for the first kill. Does he expect both? Oh. No, he does not. Flusha with 4 in an incredible fashion, all on low HP.
Well, there it is, 11-4 at half. Fnatic, they're on championship point in terms of the series right now. One more map will do it, but this is an incredible struggle now. If ever there was a team on this particular map, they would be it though. This is not over just yet. They can win the pistol. They've certainly got a chance. We'll take a quick break and come back with the second.
We've talked up Fnatic's CT side. If there's ever a time to prove us right, well, this would be it. They're gonna have a big one. 11-4 at half for FaZe Clan as they swap over onto the attack. And a pistol, I think, that's needed for Fnatic. And they've had success on the pistols in this series, so that is certainly a possibility.
Absolutely a possibility. Anything will and can and will happen, I should say. As we get into the first round here, there will be a defuse kit for Golden, a smoke as well. And we'll see whether they can pull off some of their full defuse antics in the smoke once again. And we'll see Guardian with the P250. They've got 2 smokes, 1 HE. It does suggest they'll go towards A and use the default smokes towards the jungle and steps. All the team's been experimenting with just 1 smoke towards Connect and then 1 in CT spawn. We'll see if that happens. Olaf Meister. He'll be joined in Palace by Rain and Nico. So they could be flashing those 3 players out to try and bombard Golden with bullets. As the smokes will be deployed. Flashbangs coming in imminently as well. This will be the full commitment. 2 smokes to land, and now the HE towards CT spawn and a headshot as well.
Golden's been solid on pistol rounds, so a great kill from Rain to get. Said multiple kills on multiple rounds in these situations. Bomb planted already, and they're gonna fight forward. They want to cut off the players rotating back from B. Lekro, only his 2nd kill in the game, and he gets knocked out already. Olaf and Nico that do succeed in their attempt to get aggressive, and they're not done there, or at least Olaf isn't. Goes toward Crim's finally. Flush it, jumps through to help, but doesn't end the war, just the battle.
It's a really beautifully executed pistol here from FaZe. We'll break it down after this. 3 on 2 now. And I still have a very slight chance, but maybe not so much anymore. Crim's going down, Flusher in an impossible situation. He might be able to get this one, but Nico bails out. The bomb will be going off, and he won't even have a chance to get close to it. Well done to FaZe. They do manage to drop the 2 smokes, 1 on the steps, 1 at the jungle, and then it's such a nice play because they've got 3 players in the Palace. Their focus is to find those initial kills and send 3 players right towards the spawn area. They can do that because Golden, you can see how troublesome that was from an HE to the face when he's trying to concentrate on finding kills out of the Palace area, and then Glock bullets coming at him in full force. He goes down, those 3 players push all the way towards CT spawn, catch players in transition with their knives out, and they manage to just run away with the round. Fnatic now. Get 11-4 a half, but losing the pistol does not bode well. They have to force by here in the 2nd. Straight up execution from FaZe. No default being run. They have no idea what's on the other side. Can be difficult if you run into the CZs here, and that's exactly what could happen. Rain will go first, but Lekro's Deagle's waiting for him on the other side, but Nico deals with it swiftly.
Nico is unstoppable this game. Golden in the smoke, does manage to sneak through and find Guardian. He can also fade back into that, and therefore stays alive. Stays sneakily behind the box as well as he lets Crims go to work. He could pull back into this. Bomb with Kerrigan is locked at fire. Armor on all 3 players left before Fnatic. No guns available. Another amazing shot from Nico as he catches Flushy jumping, looking for information. Crims can't hit the shot on Rain. They're going to jump over top. Olaf gets him before Nico even had position, and it is down to the man who stayed alive but only had the 1 kill. And woo, running and gunning goes Kerrigan.
Could be a quick map now. 13-4, full eco for Fnatic. Nothing they can do with this round, Matt. They just have to just sit back and watch it pass by. Default pistols, and now a chance for FaZe to farm some serious cash. 2 SMGs, Kerrigan and Guardian can be thrown into bomb sites first. I don't mind that approach, going for the full execute on an anti-eco. It's when he rushed B, that's when I have a real problem with it. And you just go in and hope for the best. And we've seen a lot of teams recently go for that approach, and it's all fallen apart and sometimes costing the game. But this should be relatively clean. Guardian will rush B, so he's allowed to go in. I've given him a pass. He can go in there just to Mac 10, and the idea is just to call it. There is a stack here, cool. They can just go in towards A. If there's nothing, he can hold up like he has right now and said, you can probably just come towards B. There's no one here, but JW is waiting. Flushy gets the first kill. Guardian's going to go down. Surely he's going to get knifed. Oh dear, 5 on 3 now, but Nico does get 1 back.
JW will welcome the cash investment at the very least, given that
yes,
they're going to need a little bit more of that in the next round. Not only that, picking up the Mac 10, any kill he gets will certainly add to that. But at this point, look to win it because they've got the man advantage, and they would love to limit FaZe to 13 rounds rather than get this with little time left. Excuse me, as Lekro's going to sneak in as well. This could be huge because Nico's in Palace. Little does he know it. Lekro needs to be swift about this. He needs to be calm. He needs to be still and hold his nerve. He does exactly that. AK grabbed. This becomes very awkward for Olaf and Rain. Rain locked in the corner as well. JW's going to confirm that, and they run and gun. Not only do they get the kill, they do it convincingly. Olaf, last man alive, has an AK from A-Main, and they're already on the defuse, and Lekro's got the shot onto him. What a time for Lekro to double his kill score.
What a round. Fnatic with not a single dollar invested. will be picking it up. That's a full eco. That's really rare to see that actually coming through. And you can see, okay, that's what happens when the knives happen. We get Kappa faces on the stage. We've seen a lot of those this grand final, I'd imagine, as we get into what should have been a 3-0 for FaZe, but that was absolutely everything. That knife from the kitchen area, and I guess those are the problems. If you want to segregate your players and have everyone spread out, running through the bomb sites, and then one person goes down, chaos can ensue. They'll still have money here, FaZe, but Fnatic right back in this. No one saw that round coming.
Damage is significant to both Rain and Olaf. Karrigan, though, still on that AK, gets one. Good response. Lekro and Crim's getting going as Lekro finally. He's going to fall off it as well. Knows they're walking into B. Good headshot. Down to 46. He'll be fine to take out Olaf. I thought that was going to be the nade. It doesn't matter. Flashed. Even though he wasn't blind, he was confident to take the peek, and rightfully so in doing it because he had very little HP left. It's just Nico left at a 1 versus 4.
Well, he has got time to work with, and unfortunately, man, the bomb is down in the site, so nothing really can be done. But I say that with bated breath. We didn't think Guardian stood a chance, and we didn't think Fnatic could win around with just default weaponry. But here we are, 13-5, and looking very soon to be 13-6. Fnatic start their campaign on the CT side of Mirage and buy themselves an extra lifeline with that eco victory. It means the money is very nicely injected into their bank accounts, and also they can avoid map point for a couple of rounds. They can even afford a couple of losses.
Nade down. Continuing to pick away at Nico. But you're right, every kill counts. It won't matter. He's going to go down. JW with the shot. As he snuck into the underpass position, just spotted his feet. 6 rounds now, Fnatic. Money in their favor. And we said it, if there was ever a time to show us that CT side, well, now they get a chance to do so. I was a bit worried we weren't even going to get to see that transpire when they lost the pistol round. They fought back into this, and they'll have 4 AK-47s on a CT side.
It's so funny how this keeps changing, this grand final. It's so cool. Like, these are the moments that really make it exciting. Full eco victories, the swinging pendulum. As FaZe now, they'll be on Glocks. I'm almost certain they won't win this round, but you never know. It has happened a few times in this tournament. If you remember Cloud9 with Glocks against this very team on Cash, and look, they were out of that series completely. And all of a sudden, they get a full eco win with just Glocks on the T side, and it all fell apart. And they'll go towards the Palace right now. No flashbang, but they have got 5 players in this area. Golden will be challenged here. He'll get a couple, and the trade comes in. Crim should be able to pick up the pieces, but they're not the cleanest of kills. But his teammates are there, and this should be absolutely fine.
Yeah, there's not many pieces left when you look at the HP either. So Flusha walking back out quickly disposes of them. They do lose 3 guns. Which, fair enough for FaZe. They don't get a bomb plant, but they'll welcome that at the very least. With still 3 rounds to go, there's a money game at play. AKs across the board for FaZe, and only 2 AKs survive to be carried over into this round. I think there's a third, excuse me. I think Golden has one down in front of him. I take that back. He's gone to the M4, so they did lose 2.
I'm glad you did take it back. We do like to be totally accurate on this broadcast. And the AWP will be there for JW. He goes towards the window this time. Round by round, they're getting back into this one. Grenades go in towards middle, but as you can see, CT's jumping across to get that gap in the smoke. Rain coming through the underpass. Sort of to dissuade him from that approach. He won't be able to go just yet. JW ready and waiting. He jumps up on the ledge there. Bombs down in T-spawn, so don't expect anything too soon. It will just be basic mid-control. That's the first objective, but Chad called it out. Crim's one of the best connector players in the game right now. And he'll fire off a couple of shots there, just to maybe bait in JW, but there's the smoke. He won't have vision as they get towards mid.
Watch the way he plays it, though. He plays one angle to the next, so firing early, revealing his position. He's willing to give up a little bit, but falls off the jungle and immediately still covers it, knowing that Golden's far enough forward. He's not leaving anyone exposed from CT, so he's very efficient and smart about his positioning. Flush it for 1, but then immediately take it back out by Guardian. Lekro, just to note, has gone from 1 kill to 7 in the 5 rounds, so 6 kills in 5 rounds on this half. Olaf is going to try and challenge Crims. If anyone knows how he's going to play it, that's the man on FaZe that would.
Yes, that's a good comment, but here comes Crims. Now he gets both! How has he done that again? It looked like he was done for. 1 kill, sure, but not 2 of them, and now Karrigan has to dig real deep here. He's with Nico, he's taking a lot of damage. Less than 30 seconds, they have to find a plant.
That's ridiculous from Crims. There's one thing about playing a position good and another about hitting incredible shots, and that goes together for him. Lekro again to find Nico. Down to just Kerrigan. Bomb is planted. Everyone's had a moment in this series. Time for Kerrigan as he falls off toward Tetris first and foremost. Cautious of the flank, but he'll optimistically presume there won't be one, and he's right assuming that as Lekro goes in. What a shot to start it. No HP on Crim's, remember, as well, and he's already spotted JW transferring into the site. He's gonna go out early. Does get a tag into Kerrigan, but he just wants to get to the bomb. He's managed to do so, but he's not sure. Does he hold it or get off it? Gets off it and just barely gets Kerrigan. And I think just barely has the time on the kid as well.
Oh, very close there, Kerrigan. Another great attempt. Happens a lot for him. He'll get so close to winning out clutches famously, then can't find the final frag, but great effort. Unfortunately, though, can't find it. The scoreline in the second half right now, it's 4-2. Here's Crims. How did he find that second kill? That's so good from him. You can see a bit of frustration from Kerrigan. Robin trying to calm him down. 13-8, round by round. Fnatic getting back into it.
What a risky play as well from JW to run to the bomb rather than try and go for the trade. He left himself ultimately close to a one-on-one, but the one shot he got into Kerrigan was enough to force him off the angle.
Well, there you go. It's all the little details. And you can, Matt, they bought this round, right? They have no grenades. They got nothing. They're going to have to go in dry to the A bomb site here. It could work out. A team like FaZe certainly capable of finding shots, but Crims, he's been so good so far. He has been pushed back to the connector, hasn't got the backup to really challenge it.
There's another position he was very famous for playing as well. That was B side of Inferno for similar reasons. He knows when to peek and when not to, and already you can see that as part of his skill set in this round as he backs off, allowing them a little bit further, but knowing he can't afford to go down either. He lets his teammates do the work and get in position sooner. He now knows he has problems though, because Kerrigan wins out middle behind him, and again, plays the angle to perfection. Lekro saves his backside, and he can start to attack back at the side. He'll see rain.
Wow.
That is clinical. Sean Gares, get your demo on YouTube tomorrow, and please, by all means, analyze that, because it is so good from Crims to watch this, as Nico suddenly finds himself trapped between 3. Low HP on Crims and Golden. Nico a chance on this. He's up now to 27 kills, but with 47 seconds. Bomb down in the site. Tight position.
The problem is they had no utilities. They're sure they got out, but how did they even get a plant down there? They're just sitting ducks. They got no smoke in CT spawn, no Molotovs keeping the CTs at bay. So great attempt, a good trades initially, but there we go. Crims with 2 kills, and now 30 seconds. And Nikos is hoping they make a mistake because he can't plant the bomb. They'll wait for him to commit, and then they'll take him down together. He'll grab it now. There it is, but how does he even attempt to get that bomb on the ground? He's going towards the connector, trying to find anything he can. He's trying to make noise, bait them out of position, but time is running out, and there it is, Crims with his 3rd. And Fnatic are doing this 5 rounds in a row now, no bomb plant once again, so maximum loss burn is sure for FaZe, but they can't really justify it by. Everyone's got about $3,400, has to be a partial here. And now this is starting to look quite tantalizing for Fnatic, the form they're showing, especially on that A bomb site. One more map will do it. The last trophy was 2 years ago in this very building. I don't think anyone would have had them in the grand final here, but what a team they've turned out to be. Smokes towards the bomb site. Guardian runs through the flames, takes a lot of damage.
Oh, his own nade! His own nade bounced back, or was that from Catwalk? I think it might have come in from Catwalk, because Flusha got it with the kill. I thought he actually tossed that as he was running in, but either way it goes down, you're right. With the pistols, by armor, they're hoping perhaps to get guns as Flusha will get traded. Or at least Golden goes down, excuse me. Flusha's still there, but Golden in the same position. Rain's got the angle covered off, bomb is planted.
Oh, you didn't see that from JW. It was through the smoke in jungle. He just fired towards the palace area and just completely wrecked the player on the other side. Rain on all of my side. They have got a rifle. This round is not done. Bomb ticking away over the halfway mark now, and JW comes out of it, and it's going to be a nice trade there. They'll know the other players towards middle, so the full defuse can come in, regardless if Rain gets any more kills. That will do nothing for him, I'm afraid.
Immediately taken down afterward. 3 rounds between them. Fnatic up to 10. Money swelling as well for Fnatic to work with. It's certainly not for FaZe. They'll have 6 rounds now against them. Obviously, that maxes out at 5, plus the bomb plants. So that does mean an AWP for Guardian.
3 losses in the last 18 games on Mirage. That's one hell of a stat, Matt. And a grand final right now, it's their curse.
And it's not even their map pick, even with that stat.
Well, there you go. Remember, this comeback stemmed off a full eco victory. 5 USPs, not a single dollar brought into the round. And it could be the most important round of CS of this final, we'll see.
Shades of Cloud9, actually.
Exactly.
From the quarterfinal from Cash, exactly. Because that was, I think, 12-5 with a full eco win. It was terrorist side, obviously, for Cloud9 in that situation, but yeah, FaZe has certainly shown some flaws as of late. JW can't quite connect, but relays the information to Flusha, and the nade might do it. Yes, he will.
This utility usage has been great. You can see JW roasting Olofmeister as well. 4 on 3. They're doing this. This comeback is on. As Nico will be at the A ramp. An excellent player with the AK. Usually resides in the Palace area, though. The bomb will rotate to his side of the map. Less than a minute remaining now. Golden underneath the balcony itself by that shadow position. Reposition towards the bomb site. Guardian will pick up the bomb and spawn. He's got the AWP. Karrigan in the Palace. Surely Guardian joins Nico. They've got smokes, but how do they utilize them correctly?
Nico will lead the charge. He's out from main. No one's spotting him, but he's not exactly worried about getting Tetris or going over. He wants to try and find a peak mid-site. Golden can't move as a result of that, and as he fires, Nico looks around to see if there's an angle that will exist now as he backs off. How does Nico miss that shot? We have to see that. Surely Golden was due to go down because there was nowhere to run to, and Golden finally gets taken by Guardian. He might pull around back on his own. How many times does he have to do that? I thought Nico was spot on for one, and look at Lekro all the way from Catwalk. Just a sliver shows from Guardian, and it's now 13-11.
You're absolutely right there. It seemed like Nico outpositioned Golden tenfold. It was over. He was dead. The sneak from Nico was absolutely everything, but Golden takes him down. The orbital shots start hitting, and Guardian, sure, he gets a couple consolation frags, but the money's in an absolutely fine position for Fnatic now. 13-11. And what's the play from FaZe? No plant again. So, they've got $3,600 on Guardian. The rest of them, though, are relatively healthy. They could actually bring out orbs, and Olofmeister will buy the first one. He'll drop that to Guardian by the looks of things, who purchases the AK-47 for his teammates. Pressure's starting to get to them now, Matt. Round number 25, we're getting really deep in this series. One more map potentially to be played, but that might not be required. 11-4.5, and now 13-11 in favor of FaZe on the T side, but remember, Fnatic's pick, and they'll pick it for a reason. This looks like an execution off the bat. Bomb is there, one player towards middle. It's gonna be Rain.
Double Molotov, by the way, that stacks. Those do actually stack, so that is massive. Guardian had to get off it immediately, down to 55 from that. Rain up middle already. Crim's this round is interestingly not playing there. He's going to take a very different approach. He's been there so much, though, that it will slow them down, excuse me, in itself, because they have to consider how good he's been, and instead he wants them to walk toward Ticket. He'll cover them off as Golden goes forward in the site. So very different setup this time, and Rain just barely forward enough of those flames. He'll hold the position in connector.
Here we go, final commitment. Golden, a lot of pressure on him to find frags.
Heard Olaf jumping over. Times it to find Guardian, but there's really nowhere to hide after that. No utility to help him out as Karrigan gets the kill and Rain follows it to Flusha. One round Crims doesn't go to connector and it becomes a massive factor. JW not able to hit the first shot through the box, but does do damage on the second. It's Karrigan. Actually, I take that back. Excuse me, it was Rain that took the damage. Karrigan got away with that. He's playing on top. Crims knows it, but can't get the angle. Lekro at least trades off and allows him into the site. But Lekro's got a long way to go to get toward him, and he's making noise to Rain below.
There we go. That should be the round concluded. 4 players down. Crim saves the AWP. And it's the slow A pincer there from FaZe. Get himself in a fantastic position, dropping the flashbangs. And Golden was good for one, but quick frags in return. And Olofmeister picking up the AWP did equate to a round victory there. Good mid patrol as well. They managed to take down Lekro, and that was the round secured.
7 rounds in a row, so you would think that the reset, you'd want to chase down some of these kills. The problem is that because a couple of them have been close, specifically the most recent ones, a defuse 2 rounds ago, and then last round 2 players only surviving, and then this a loss. They don't have any money left over on their side, so FaZe might have done just enough in terms of getting kills to give themselves a real chance at getting on map point.
Well, they'll take a pause now. It's actually FaZe that called this one. Knowing that they're on the brink, if they lose this round, they'll be in turn reset. So both teams feeling the financial pressures here on Mirage. 14-11, FaZe in touching distance of that 5th map. Going the full distance here. And Double orb setup for the first time from Fnatic on their CT side now. JW and Lekro to wield it. I assume Lekro goes maybe towards the B site and allows JW just to focus on middle and A, but we'll see what kind of setup they come into round number 26 with. A FAMAS for Golden, flushing this down to a Deagle. This is very reliant on those two turrets, the AWPs. Very common setup for the CTs on Mirage. Is it going to be enough? They can squeak this round through. They could do this. If it goes against them, though, if FaZe pick up round number 26, they have no money left, and it's more than likely going to the 5th and final map. So they execute at least of sorts. Two players lining up smokes already. That's with the bombers. Another A split potentially. As JW in the connector will be Molotov out of position. Crims will extinguish it for now, and Golden actually sits in the A round. That's such a one-and-done position, especially against players like FaZe. See if he can get anything done there. He could be flashed over, he could go aggressive if he wants to, but such high-risk CS.
Golden knows they're there, but does he dare go and try and catch them off with the utility? Doesn't need to. Kerrigan walks in and he wins the duel, and he's
not falling back.
Actually, yeah, exactly. Comfortable in staying there. Maybe they think he will. His feet are going to show, though. Nico's got the angle.
It's crazy. He will offer himself up. I would be out of there straight away. We've got to kill him for mass. And Guardian might have done enough here for FaZe. JW and Lekro left in the 2 versus 4. They've only got orbs, but sometimes that's enough. JW spots one, and he will fall back, but try before having to go at the A bomb site. Bomb should be planted towards connector. They have not got kits.
Good shot again from Guardian. His 3rd in the round, that it might be enough to secure that map point that they're looking for, and in doing so, leave Fnatic with nothing on the table. All down to JW.
What's he up to here then? He'll be sitting in CT spawn. Just the pistol out here. He's got no kit, so no chance of any ninja antics.
Hoping for the best at this point in time. Maybe he can get some kills at the end of it and make it easier for the next round. Pistol kill onto Nico. Thankfully, he doesn't take any damage because the bomb about to go off. It is map point for FaZe. And a chance to put this series at 2-2 and go the distance on Train, our 5th map.
Very likely now, but he does save the orb. Good shots by Guardian. Stepping up for his teammates when required. Nice little double kill there, just turreting. As he hits absolutely everyone. Of course, Fnatic have no choice but to force around this AWP. Now 4 rounds in a row for them. It all starts here. If the Deagles and UMPs can cause some damage here, win the round cleanly, they can buy up the rifle, steal the AKs back. But FaZe Clan have got a plan to close this out right here, right now. A execution coming in off the very get-go. Smokes to be deployed, flashes as well. No one towards middle, nothing at all. Golden in response will smoke towards the palace area. And they've dropped the smokes and they try to bait out whatever utility the CTs have. And has it worked? Oh my God, yes. You can see they've dropped absolutely everything, and now they've got nothing to defend the actual approach, which will be coming in momentarily.
Pressure on JW with the AWP.
Surely this is it.
Op's gonna have to be amazing. Golden, unsure of his position. You can see him moving around so many times. The Op certainly works so far. That might actually cause some confusion, which allows Golden to slide out. Only gets 1. If he found 2 in that situation, and he's 2 HP away from doing so against Rain, they could have easily swept this round back in their favor. Look at the smokes down. Nico up close, knows that JW's climbing the stairwell, and he's far enough back. He'll get back to Tetris. Still, though, at 2 versus... Might take it back. Rain's still alive. I thought he actually went down in that, so still 3 men alive for FaZe, despite that they're lower on HP. Lekro's going to the Op instead. Picked that up from where JW went down. No kits. They've got to get aggressive to the Deagle so we can move quicker into the site. No one at Tetris, even though he's still checking it. Spots Rain. Fair enough. That's all for information at this point. He can afford to go down, but look at Lekro stepping up when he needs to. A slow start to this game, but is it enough to keep it alive as he just has to hold off Nico? And he does that, but Flush is burned. He's burned alive.
That's it. It's done.
Couldn't get the defuse. The Molotov makes it just far enough, and FaZe force map 3.
Can you believe it? What a final it's turning out to be. We are going to the 5th and final map here. Great play, great bounce back by Nico especially. What a performance that was. But I have to say, Fnatic, after going down 11-4, they certainly made it exciting on the CT half. And it's the Deagle of Lekro that almost kept them alive there, but the Molotov just denies it.
They thought they had that. That was within 1 second, I'm sure of it, or under. Lekro was already going to look for utility back toward Connector.
Absolutely.
And suddenly he realized that bomb was about to blow. And my God, it's been an explosive series. We've got another map. We've got Train to decide this. Does FaZe redeem themselves from losing on this stage last year and get their first IEM championship? Or does Fnatic get their third and their first championship overall in 2 years? We're gonna find out the hard way, the long and antagonizing way for these two teams. Oh my God, we're looking forward to it. We'll see you in a minute.